Joe, last question. You know, we see all these fights now coming back to network television. How big of an impact is it? Do you think boxing can become a mainstream sport again? I know at one time it was. You know, people would watch these fights on NBC. Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Tommy Harris. Can we get back to that again?
Well, you know, the thing is that there was no cable when those guys you mentioned were coming up. So it was the only game in town, yes. And it was certainly a major factor in most people's weekends to see the wide world of sports, the fights on all three networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS, all carried fights. They all had their commentating crews, and it was something that everyone looked forward to. And, you know, of course, the availability of, you know, eyeballs watching it are much bigger on network. Yeah. You know, now that being said, it's been supplanted by, you know, going back to USA fights, the ESPN fights 1 and 2, Prime Network used to carry them, Fox carried them, still does. Then you've got the Univision and Telemundo that use it. So you had, you know, it's not like people weren't watching them. It's just that the numbers were all spread out amongst so many other, you know, television networks that were putting on instead of concentrated at one time. So I don't think it's ever left the mainstream, and the fact of the matter is, look at the talk of just Mayweather and Pacquiao. And it's not like they're, you know, 27 and 26 years old. You know, they're in their upper 30s. Yeah. And there's still huge interest in it. You know, it might even be a little past its due date, but there's still huge interest in it. I'm interested in it. I'll watch that one. I'll pay for that one, if need be. But I think the network TV, why it's great, is because, number one, you get it in the daytime. You've got so many people in this country. I mean, available 320 million viewers, or at least 300 million viewers. And yeah, I think it will make more stars like it did. You know, a lot of these guys became stars very young on network TV. They got so much exposure. So I think the recognition that these fighters will get, you know, will be a lot higher visibility because of it. And I just can't wait to see how it looks on NBC. I'm really, well, I'll be working it, but when I get back, I want to see how the whole production looks. I think it's exciting. And, you know, a lot of us that grew up with the network TV where they built stars, we're very excited about it because it kind of brings back memories of really just how big boxing was at that time. And, you know, it was a big topic of conversation. Because of the exclusivity of the cable now, you get not as many viewers, so the general population conversation about boxing isn't there like it used to be. That's true. And I think that'll bring this back. So it's going to be great for boxing. You know, Al Heyman is he's doing something that I'm sure other promoters are looking at, going, "Why didn't we think of this?" You know, so he's really ahead of the curve on this one from everyone else, and I just think he's gonna bring boxing to a level that we haven't seen in many years again, and I think that's great for everybody.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Joe. Joe, you are always a fantastic interview. I love talking to you. Thank you for giving me your time as always.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.